Welcome to my tutorial video, which is a one-shot video where I cannot reshoot parts and I can only crop it. Have you seen lines that seamlessly bend on the body of a character? Well, you're in luck. I will be teaching you that today. It will be very easy and complicated at the same time. So let's go ahead and take our base. What a horrible way of naming my figures. So for this, we will be using a red stickman for the sake of saturation. I mean contrast, just so it's easier to see. Oh, red stickman. I mean orange, because red hurts my eyes. What I usually like to do is to keep everything 90 degrees, because it's a stickman. If you're using a full body stick figure, I'm afraid this won't end well. Alright, let's do this. So we just have these color black. So the first thing we want to do, this works well on the body. I don't know about arms. I'm pretty sure it does not. So to start, we just get our segments, put it on an even numbered thickness, as you see on the left here. Usually on 2, 4, 6, 8. But for this, we will be using 4. And also at the upper right, go to the view options and turn on your show guides. This will be very useful on later parts. So for now, set the two lines on the two parts of the segment on the same thickness. Layer them properly. Alright. Okay, here is the first part. You want to align these two black lines on the same vertical guide. And when you align them by the node, not by its shape. For this, you can shape the lines however you want, but as you're approaching the center, refer to the horizontal guideline. Let's say until this part. Or you can use the upper segment and use that part at the bottom as the reference line, so that the bending won't be messed up. So let's say I have reached this part. Make sure the line stays at the intersection, and then put it directly upwards. Now the second part of this, you have to align it with this movable node here. Align the nodes as close as possible. Doesn't have to be exact, but it should be as close as you can, such as so. Repeat the same thing on the other side, and we can move on to the next step. I'll just copy it because I'm lazy. Alright, now that's step 1 done. Now for the next part. You want to bend your stick figure. When you think of bending your stick figure, you don't think they will go bending all the way here, which is why this works really well with on the body. As for the arms, they bend all the way around, which makes these bendable lines not so friendly with the arms and legs. Although they do work on front views because they kind of bend in one area only, I think. I might be wrong. But anyways, on to the next step. We will be bending the stick figure to a certain degree. For this, I will be bending him to 45 because I doubt I will be seeing him bending any further than that. And then we add the curve. If the curve is too strong, we have an alternative, which is semicircles. which you can start out from the bottom here. It is not as efficient as using lines, but it also gets the job done. Or if you want to be sure, you can put him to a right angle and the alignment will be easier. Curve is at 3 and we align them. Now looking at this, it looks clean from afar, but people cannot look that close into your animation unless it's a close-up part. Now we bend him back up. Now as you can see, the curve that we just made is sticking out. Now let's refer to these two parts. The gray one will be the upper line and the black line will be the lower line. So the upper line is sticking out, which does not look good. This is a common mistake made by many beginner node creators. This tutorial aims to solve that. So we just, on the lower line, we put a line in the opposite direction. Make sure you use the segment length over there and use an exact number so that it will work well. And then we put it on the direction of the curve, which is to our right, and we'll set it to 2 just so it aligns with the line that we have created beforehand over here. So you can see it lined up, and now we add the segment, which will be the same color as the stickman. But for now, I will set it to blue, just so you can see how things work. Now I'll move it to the front until it covers. Make it thick enough until the upper part of this segment reaches the node, so that it will not overlap unnecessarily. So yeah, so that one's gone. Now you cannot see the curve of the upper line if they are the same color. Now if you bend him the other way, you will see that the line further pokes out, which is where you will just extend your line until necessary. Now you can see the lower line poking out. It has no curve, but it is poking out. So what I like to do is to set this at 180, a right angle again, just so it's easier to work with. And now we will do the same thing we did on the lower line. Or you can just copy this. Copy, paste, paste. Oh wait, rotate, rotate. And as you can see, it's flipped. You can just flip it. I will make this red for distinguish, so that it's easy to distinguish. Now I will flip it in y-axis, and now it's poking. Messenger is horrible. And now I will now rotate this. I'll flip this to y-axis, and now you can see that it is covered. Do not mind that part. That upper line there will not be seen because your stickman does not bend this far. At least I hope so. So when we stick him back straight up, it looks seamless. The lines do not look any thinner. Even if you remove this, the lines do not look any thinner, and everything works out well. So now when you bend them around, it looks seamless. You do not see the upper line or the lower line poking out anywhere. Now let us revert them back to their normal colors. Do not mind any background noises because this is how scuffed a one-shot tutorial is gonna be like. I don't know if I'll make any more of these, but I hope you're learning a lot from this, so yeah. Now here we have the colors gone. Now we can just bend and see that it bends well. It looks well covered, that's a good angle, a good cover up. And over here, it kinda messed up over here. This is not ideal. So what I usually like to do is to change the segment scale. For this, I will put it at 0.5, which is dividing everything by 2. So I will double the thickness and the length by 2. 18 times 2, that will be 36. And that was undershot. Horrible. My math is bad. And the thickness times 2, that will be 8. Now it just looks seamless. Now you just have to align it again. That looks good. Now I can curve it until it's perfect. Now I believe this should be good. It is not. Okay, this is not according to plan, but okay, let's make desperate measures. He does not even bend that far, that's why it looks horrible. So we just bend it more accordingly. Oh, wow, that actually worked. My learnings are usually done through trial and error. Basically, the more I mess around, the more I find out. So yeah, bend them any direction and all is well. And that is how you do the bendable line on the body or on any segments. Now on the screen right now, there's a little demonstration of the bending line working its wonders on 2 other figures I've updated recently. As you can see, there are 2 lines on both of them. And also, there's a line of different color on the center. If done properly, the bending should be seamless and everything should look good. No overlapping issues to a certain degree, which is usually when you don't bend it all the way, which you shouldn't do. That's not part of animation. So yeah, I hope you learned something from this one-shot tutorial, and I'll see you around. Later.